We're here today and Lauren's really angry, so this should be fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna do a story time segment. So we're gonna tell some stories about weird teachers. I think a question that first comes to my mind for high school teachers is, who is the cringiest or kind of most, I don't want to use the word pathetic because that's really sad.
Pathetic. But cringy, I'm gonna have to go with Dinkleton.
We chose names that we thought would fit their personalities.
Yeah. Shelby gets props for Dinkleton, but if you knew who he was, you'd be like, uh-huh. I was sitting on the desk. I had my back facing him, and to me it was like, whatever, I'm talking to other students.
Like all professional. I was sitting on the desk and it's like, whatever, I was talking to other students.
I was sitting on the desk professionally talking to other students, and he walked up to me like from behind and he was like, Lauren, and like whispered it to me, and like, why?
Sensually.
It was. He sensually whispered behind my ear, check yourself. Like, as in like, check your pants or whatever, because your thong is sticking out. I noticed that I was whale tailing, and I became extremely uncomfortable that Dinkleton was the one to tell me this. Why did he feel the need to talk to me about it?
Okay,
I'm an innocent student.
While we're on the topic of Dinkleton, I have some interesting stories. I didn't really call Dinkleton by his name because when I was in school, always referred to him to the nickname that I made up, which was Sack of Tangerines. And if you're wondering how he got that nickname, it was because, and guys, you know this, he liked to wear khaki pants. They tend to showcase things more, and he would sit down like spread-legged like at the projector. Sack of tangerines. You get the picture. Like, dude, I don't know. His balls! And it wasn't just me who, like, it wasn't like, oh, Shelby like wants to see Mr. Dinkleton's tangerines. Everyone knew about it to the extent that when I came up with the nickname, everyone was immediately like, he's not a fruit vendor, like, I know what's going on. He would kind of share things with us that we really didn't need to know about his personal life.
He was telling us about how the weather was cold, etc., etc. He was like, yeah, you know, when you like get into a hot shower and you're just like, no, we don't want to know about when you're in the shower.
This one time, he was in front of the class and he pauses and he looks over at this other student that we'll call Brad, and Brad is rolling this little piece of paper, and Mr. Dinkleton goes, oh, you really like rolling that piece of paper. What is it, your fetish?
Is that the first word you would choose to talk about a kid in your class?
So Mr. Dinkleton goes, is that your fetish? And Brad is like, yeah, it makes me hard. Like, instead of just ending it there and accepting like, yeah, I used an inappropriate word, he used an inappropriate word, it's over, Mr. Dinkleton goes, I can't believe you just said that. Just say aroused.
He decided at the end of the school year to have a pizza party for all his students, when it's like, why? You hated us the whole time. You talked about how much you hated us. You talked about how much you hated our work. Like, you guys don't try. And then it's just like, yeah, fetish, and like weird stuff in class. And we went. Why did we go? We just went to the pizza party. Me and Shelby get our slice of pizza, sit down on a table, and fucking Dinkleton is walking around with a camera taking pictures of students. I would understand if maybe you were gonna like upload them onto the website, give us access to the pictures. No. I never saw the pictures he took of us. What does he do? He takes
maybe we're his fetish.
We're his fetish. We eat pizza. He likes pizza. He takes pictures of us eating pizza. He takes them home and looks at them.
This other time, he started like listing these things, and you could see that he started to like let out some real frustrations about things. Oh, you think I like that the price of gas went up this and this? You think I like that McDonald's changed their dollar menu item to $1.39? Do you think I like paying for Match.com? And later on, we ended up trying to look him up on Match.com, and instead we found our other teacher, Mr. Globberstein, on Match.com.
Yep.
Globstein? I think we said Globstein.
There was a girl in my class, and she was peppy. She was a cheerleader. It's hot, if you will. Hot. Really though, like hot. I didn't fail to notice Globstein felt the same exact way about her. He would get all into it, so like every day she would like flirt with him, and he'd be like, oh yeah. And in his mind, I'm sure is a thing where it's like, No, like, I'm not flirting. I'm not really into her. Subconsciously, like, id status, he was like,
When we found Mr. Globstein on Match.com, he listed himself as being 30 years old, looking for girls 18 to 29. He won't even consider dating someone who's his own age, but he's interested in finding girls that were the age that he was teaching.
Yup.
Okay, let's do who was the most psychologically scarring.
I don't even want to talk about him. He's such a
You could call him, like, Gorn.
His name was Gorn! He had a doctorate and he would be like, you need to use my full, like, address. Like, I am Dr. Gorn.
Like, it's like Ross Geller or something.
He would, like, play, like, I'm so intelligent, when it's like, you got your PhD in this shit. Like, are we supposed to be surprised that you're smarter than us in this specific field? Like, it wasn't like, he's so hard. It's like, I would have appreciated if he was just, like, hard. He would enjoy watching us squirm. It was a genuine, like, I had a hard life and my professors made me do this, and this, so I'm not gonna help you guys with this.
There was this one teacher when I was in junior high, and in one of the first days of class, he started talking about why, in his mind, the dress code was important. You know, there's a real reason why, like, you don't want to wear shirts like that if you're, like, a girl with big boobs. I've had so many cases where girls will wear these really low-cut shirts and then, you know, they'll come in and, like, raise their hand and the next thing you know, flop.
Yeah.
You know, raise their hand, flop. Am I understanding what he's describing right now? I didn't have big boobs. I still don't have big boobs. So at the time, I didn't fully understand. Like, he made me think that, like, breasts were, like, these large, like, weights that you have that, like,
flop.
And who was the hottest? Yeah, let's talk about who was the hottest professor you ever had.
Your Professor Star. He was an astronomy professor. The class was just focused on, like, the beginnings of life and, like, evolution.
You wanted to make some evolution with him?
I wanted to make some evolution happen there. I just noticed, like, he had, like, an internal, like, goodness to him. I started, like, paying more attention to his appearance. Like, granted, like, he was older, but, like, age is just a number. He had these, like, blue eyes, like, piercing blue eyes. I literally would have done something if not, had he not been wearing this ring to
the
him.
The fact
like,
that you were,
like,
close enough to see that he was wearing a ring is...
One time, I walked into class, like, late, and he addressed it. Like, I walked in late and he was like, for those of you who may be, like, coming in late, like, and he repeated what he said. He tailored his lectures towards me. Like, when I wouldn't get something, I would make the face of, like, and he would, like, elaborate. It's just, like, we had a thing going. I was ready to fuck him.
And I don't feel like we shared a bond because I don't hallucinate that way, but...
It was real! I swear it was real. We need to clarify, like, he loved me too.
We're gonna call him Mr. or Professor Bellamy. So I, you know, sign up for this Brit Lit class. The professor walks in and something about him looks, like, endearing. Like, I can't picture, hello and welcome to Brit Lit. He's fucking British. Not just the British thing, but as a person, probably one of the best professors I ever had. Completely charming, like, basically every stereotype that American girls think of British guys, he was. But unlike Lauren, who is, like, suave and, like, I could not interact with him. Thank you, Shelby. Have a nice day. He was married, but I mean, like, if he was gonna have, like, a connection with a student, like, it wasn't gonna be me. There were girls in my class that looked like Russian models. Are you really gonna, like, look past all that and look at, like, weird girl with her hair in a clip, like, rocking over a desk or, like, whatever I looked like? I guess that's our stories for the day.
You know, maybe see if you guys have any that relate, or just hoping you enjoy these in general. Don't be afraid to be yourself, guys.